Hi, in this video, we'll talk about how to convert a number from symbolic number form to word phrase form, or how to convert a number from word phrase form into symbolic form. Basically, if we look at this number here, it represents the number 312. So that's how we would say the number, or that's how we'd write the number if we wanted to write it out in words. In order to do this, to convert between the two forms, we need to understand some basics to start off. So let's go there. So what I wrote here is the number 3,417,028,562. Underneath each of these, what they're called digits, so the 3, 4, 1, 7, those are all different digits, and each of these digits are in a different place. So the 3, this first 3 over here, that's in the billions place. The 4 is in the 100 millions place. Every place that I highlighted that has red words underneath it, those are special places. And what makes them special is we're going to mention their place when we write out the number in word form. So in other words, if we look at the last 3 digits, 562, we would read this number as 562. So we mention the place when we write out the word, when we write out the number. All right, so let's, and also the last 2 are special as well. So you don't write 2 1s or 6 10s. You write this as a new number, 62. So let's start here. Let's start in the 1s and 10s place and how to write these numbers out. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's not a 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the way we write these out in words is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And these we represent all the numbers in the ones place. They are single digit, 1-digit numbers. All right, let's talk about the numbers that will be in the tens places. So there's 10, there would also be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And these all have special names as well. So these are all the numbers where there's a 1 in the tens place. So we'd write this as 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. All right, the numbers in the 20, 30, 40, etc., those all have special names as well. So the numbers where there's a 2 or 2 through 9 in the tens place. So let's just focus on what's called the multiples of 10. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Writing these out in words, we get 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. All right, one last special rule is if we want to combine a number in the tens place and a number in the ones place, so specifically starting with 20. So 20 through 99, we write these in a special way. We hyphenate them. So for example, if we have a 4 in the tens place and a 7 in the ones place, we would write this, well, the 4, it's in the tens place. We know that we write that as 40. So we'd write this as 40. That's not right. It should be spelled 40 like this. All right, anyway. No, I'm not perfect. All right, so, right, the 4 becomes a 40. And then we put a hyphen and write the last number, which is a 7. So we would write this, we would say this is 47, but we would write this as 40-7. All right, so let's get a little bit more complicated. Let's look at this number 312. So this 3, right, is over here, but it is in the hundreds place. So we write this as 300. So this 3 is written as 300. And then this 1, 2, we recognize that as 12. So there you go. That's why we write this number as 312. All right, let's ramp this up a little bit. Let's go back to our original slide here. So again, we said this number was 3,417,028,562. What is going on here? So let's look. And remember, everything in red, you're going to read the place. The ones that, wherever you see a comma, that's where something special is going on for the most part. So let's write out this number. So the 3 in front represents 3 billion. So I will write that out. So I'll write this out. This is 3 billion. So writing it out in words, we would write 3 billion, because it is in the billions place. The next part, if it was just by itself, we would recognize this number as 4, because it's in the hundreds place if you look at just the 417. So we'd write this out as 417. But mind you, it is in the millions place. So we're going to write this out as 417 million. So 417 million. And if it helps you, this isn't necessary, but if it helps you, you could put commas in between each group just the way the number is. All right, the 0 over here is special. The 0 over here. The 0 is called a placeholder. Even though there's nothing in it, it literally represents that there's 0 hundred thousands. There's nothing in the hundred thousands place. We don't write it out. We don't read it. We don't, it's just there to make sure that the 7 that's next to it is in the millions place. It's just a blank. And to indicate that blank, we put a 0 there. But we're still going to look at the rest of the part of the numbers that are in the thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s place. So looking at this together, this represents the number 28 that's in the thousands place. So we'll read this or write this out as, well, 28 represents the number 28. So we'll write this as 28. Remember, we hyphenate the numbers 20 through 99 if they're compound words, if there's more than one symbol in there. So we write this as 28,000. And again, if you want, you could put a comma in between. It's certainly not necessary. And then the last 3, there's a 5 in the hundreds place. And again, we want to write out the words for everything that's in red. So billions, millions, thousands, hundreds. So this is going to be 500. $62. And again, we highlight any two-digit number that has two different digits in there, or two digits in there that are non-zero. All right, if we can go forward, which I think is harder, we can definitely go backwards. We can take a number that's written out in word form and put it in the symbolic number form. So let's try that. Okay, so let's say we have, for example, 3,000,000 563. Yep, that's fine. Well, no, let's make it a little longer. 563,000. $56. All right. So remember, we have our millions place, our thousands place, our hundreds place, and then the ones and tens place, which we say special. Let's put this together. So 3 million, well, that means there's a 3 in the millions place. So there's a 3 in the millions place, and there's going to be, that means 6 digits that come after it that have to have places. And we always go from the number furthest to the left when we're writing this out. The next is 563. Well, 563 we write as 5563. 500, because the 5 is in this hundreds in this number group, and then 63 comes after it. So we'll write that as 563 over here. Now this one's a little bit, and again, these are all in the thousands place, right? So that's why I'm putting it here. It said these were thousands, so that's why I'm putting in the thousands. The 3's in the millions. All right, and so whatever's after it is going to be in this last group of numbers. Remember, this is the ones place, which we don't say, the tens place, which we don't say, and the hundreds place, which we do say. But the reason why this one's a little bit different is it doesn't mention anything about hundreds. So if one of our special groups here isn't mentioned, that means there's a 0 there. So there's nothing in the hundreds place, so we would put it as a 0. Then looking at the number 56, we write that as 56. So I will put a 56 over here. Maybe one more, just for practice. Let's do 7 billion. Keep misspelling the word 40, I apologize. 40 3,000 935. Okay, so if we want to put this in number form, every time we have a place, we could put commas there, except for the hundreds. There's basically there's commas every 1,000 group. So every 3 digits, there's a place. So, okay, 7 billion. So 7 billion, that means there's a 7 in the billions place, and the billions place has 9 places after it, 9 digits after that. All right, so the next group is the millions group. And if we notice, the next group that they mention in the words here is thousands. So there is nothing in the millions group, but we still have to preserve their places. So we put placeholder zeros there. All right, so this next group is the thousands group. And we see that there's 43,000. So 43, we write as 43. And notice that there's no 100 part. So again, we're going to need another placeholder to indicate that. So we'll write the 43, but we have to put a placeholder in front of it. So this represents 43,000. And then the last group is 935. So there's a 9 in the hundreds place, and then the last two digits are 35, 35. All right, so I hope this helps. Of course, if you have any questions, please let me know.